What's good? My name's AP, MoneyOnly AP. Here's my interview. I'm originally from Southern California. Grew up in Utah and back and forth from Southern California. But just growing up as a young kid, playing sports in the streets with kids, all day and night. That's the type of shit I was really on as a youngster growing up until my teenage years. But what first got me into music, was family, my pop, stepdad. Also, just other artists that I was introduced to at a young age, was specifically like West Coast artists, but I was introduced to hip hop at a young age, and I was definitely inspired by NWA, DJ Quick, those types of West Coast artists. I describe the music I create as just, whatever comes to mind, however I'm feeling that day. Most gotta be relatable as well, just being yourself and expressing yourself. Hip hop is obviously what I relate to the most, but I also have other aspirations in other genres. I'll just say I'm the money man. Like, I definitely am an artist. I'm also a father. I'm also other things. So at the same time, even if I'm doing my artistry, I still gotta provide for my family. There's other things I gotta do. So I like to wear all sorts of different hats. You feel me? Just recently, it's all rather new. I've just most recently been working with Hitman Beats a lot, but I like Hit Boy, Zaytoven. There's other people, obviously more mainstream stuff that you listen to, you want to get that type of beat. So, but I've just been working with Hitman. I like what I got so far with him. So, I definitely like to work in the studio. It just depends. I've been hitting different studios throughout Utah, Las Vegas, California, so I also got my home set up, and other local things where I'm at where I got access to. But obviously if you want to be working specifically with producers, you want to be in studio with them producers. And then there's other things, you got other stuff going on where you're just getting certain beats, dropping singles or whatever it may be. But if you're doing specific work with that producer, you want to be in there with them. Sometimes I think this is like time management, man. Getting a lot of shit done. Because it is like a full-time job. So besides being an artist, and if you have some other type of job, that's 2 full-time jobs. So it's just sometimes staying on top of shit. I try to stay ahead of shit. To stay with deadlines, shit like that, man. So that's probably the thing I struggle with most right now, and especially being independent, doing it all by yourself. It's a lot of work. Make time, man, day by day, man. Like, if I was lagging the day before, I try to, pick it up the next day, or, like schedule shit to get shit done. Like I said, because we're working with deadlines, shit like that. People in other areas, moving around, like, sending files, whatever it may be, man. So, like, I just got to make the time to get it done. And I'll just say, stay positive, man, and do the best you can doing what I'm doing. I don't know, like, doing what I'm doing is just like normal shit to me, man. So like, I just give them the best encouragement. I also I like to be service to people and help people out, give them positive encouragement. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to get there. Growing up, obviously, I've stated before, my father definitely was. But now that I think about it, like recently, and over the years, it's my children. Because like, they love it. So like, they hear all my music, they want to watch all the videos. I come back from the studio, like, oh, you finished this song, or Dad, let's see the video, So that definitely inspires me to keep making music, because it's not always easy sticking with this shit. But when they're ready to hear what I did in the studio, or they showing their friends and shit, that shit inspires me. Keep going. I don't know, man. I just like to do me and just keep it real in music. It don't matter what it is, as long as it's authentic. So I just try to. Obviously, I'm more of an old school style, like 90s and shit, There's obviously, differences now and shit, especially with artistry and what type of music and what's being said, what's being talked about, things like that. But, times change, man. So, like, I've obviously changed somewhat with the times and shit. So, I listen to new music and old music, more new music, because it's more, like, around people, people dropping new music. But, I fuck with some of it I don't, man. Like, I don't try to get too much into that because I be worried about myself. Um, I remember you mean having writer's block and stuff, like when I first started and having trouble writing hooks or just whatever. I mean, just working with other people, brainstorming, producers, artists, people I fuck with. But you know what I mean, obviously, my life experiences is part of my creative process. But I've now, like, I mean, it's easy to knock out a song. I don't know why. Like, I'll knock it out fast, and depending on the beat and depending on that time management. So, like, if I'm like, okay, I'm doing this song, that song will be done. You know what I mean? Or if I'm like, if I just need a hook, I'll just get that hook done. So, you know what I mean? Right now, shit's going up. I'm working fast, and I got a lot of people I'm working with to help me along the way as far as creativity, because I got people that did it before me and people that got that experience that could just pass it on to me. So I do talk to a lot of different people. I'm open to a lot of different shit. Obviously, just probably just my pops, man. It's just like the West Coast. Shit, period. I can't pick a specific one, just because I fuck with myself, man. Like, I listen to myself more than I listen to these other niggas, but, I just like the West Coast music, man. That's like more of my genre. It's more like type of beats I like, But I respect it all, and I can respect real rap, so. Shit, man, I just remember first starting, man, and like, when I first got out of federal prison, and my boys like, hey, pull up, let's rap, and I started like rapping every weekend, and I was just juggling shit around, but I really didn't have shit besides just my homie in his fucking studio in his closet, man, and we was just working every fucking weekend, and I'm driving hours to go to the studio, but we did a lot of songs, which ended up coming up with my first EP, a bunch of more unreleased shit, but I'm just saying, like, that was like a whole 2 years of me just like grinding, struggling out, barely getting by, working, trying to stay off parole, and still trying to do music. Keep your mind open, man, and ask questions, man, like, because this shit's ever evolving just like anything else. Before I started getting incarcerated, I remember I started to get involved and was gone for some time, so even just then, like, everything's different. It could be 2-3 years, like, the industry's always changing, entertainment's always changing, whatever it is, man, like, just be open to what's changing and take advantage of what you can. Shit, man, sometimes it's even from your people, like, but, it is what it is, man, like, try not to let it get to you, it depends on what it is. Sometimes it's hating, sometimes people just fucking around, like, just gotta keep it G. Shout out Breeze, Montana, man, like, that's a solid motherfucker, man. I met Breeze, in the Fez, man, we was rocking in the Fez, and we got out, and I've been rocking ever since. It's been 3 years now since I've been out, but, I remember we would talk about this. We was walking the track, fucking on the yard, just talking about like what we was doing before type shit. Niggas get in there and talk about I was doing this and doing that, or what they're gonna do when they get out. So, I know him and a few other people. Bob, that I still fuck with to this day. Like, we was the type of niggas that got out and we was doing what the fuck we said we was gonna do. We locked in and we didn't immediately make it happen, bro. But it's still going now. I was just with him before I came here talking about the next move. So. It's cool, and to actually do shit like that, and then other people see it too, like, oh, you with the homie, and like, you got you niggas doing what you said you was doing. Like, yeah, bro, like, it's motivation. I motivate him, he motivates me, we motivate each other. So, yeah, man. The first song I wrote when I got out the Feds was "How Do You Want It?" You know what I mean? Like I said, I've always been into rapping, but like I've been in prison. I hadn't even been writing raps at the time, but like I was like, all right, let me write this song. It meant a lot to me. It's about my wife. It's been in my life, almost half my life. And it says, I ask her how she wants it. She tells me how she feels. Those are the bars right there. But she's just held me down all that time in prison. It's like my best friend. So it means a lot to just speak, your feelings and emotions and put it into song to move other people, so. Yeah, that was the first song I wrote. And this came about, like, that's just how it came out, because I don't know, at first, when I first got the beat, I'm just trying to write a song, you feel me? So, like, and that's just how it came out, and I was like, oh, this is about my wife, I'm a female, like, you mean, I've always been in the streets and shit like that. I didn't know what type of, you mean, where I was going with whatever, but you know what I mean? It came out to be like everybody loves that shit. I mean, that's like, everybody knows it's like who it's about and what like that. So it means a lot to me, so. Shit, man, I've really been doing this shit I'm talking about, bro. You know, like my whole life, whatever. I mean, it ain't just about that. It's about elevation and changing things. So it ain't about all this, the criminal shit in the past and the shit I did before, bro. You mean, it's just being an authentic individual, bro, and like creating generational wealth. That type of shit I'm on, bro. You mean, so. You mean, we're all humans, bro. You mean, I don't push no fucking negativity towards nobody, but shit happens. Yeah, man, I got a tape, you know what I mean, with Casper Polex coming out here soon. I got another tape with Hitman, produced by Hitman Beats, coming out soon. More videos on the way. You mean, you guys stay tuned. Follow me on MoneyOnly AP at Instagram, Facebook. I mean, MoneyOnly AP.